Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Attempted Optimism, where we are just trying our very best. I'm Justin.
And I'm Ben. And this week on the podcast, we are going to sort ourselves into Hogwarts houses. So if what I just said to you right now lost you, this episode's probably not for you. If you're familiar with Harry Potter, Justin and I are both fans of Harry Potter. He's got the sorting hat on as we speak.
There's the thing. Hang on.
Yeah,
don't
thing? Do it. Don't do it. We don't have time for this. I'm moving on. I believe you. So what we're going to do is we've gone to the official Harry Potter website. We're going to sort ourselves into our Harry Potter houses. But the catch is this. What we're going to do is we've got two windows up side by side. And we are going to take the quiz for each other while at the same time picking the answers that we would actually choose. So Justin's going to pick answers, what he thinks I would answer.
I'm going to be right.
I'm going to pick my actual answer, and then at the end we'll see what I'm sorted into versus what I sort myself into. So what Justin sorts me into, what I sort myself into, and then we're going to reverse it, and we're going to do Justin's houses. I'm going to answer for him, he's going to answer on his own, and then we will see what we end up with. So are you ready?
I'm ready, but kind of what I kind of want to see is what do you think is going to happen? Like, what do you perceive your house based on my perception? The hat's falling off. Based on my perception of you, what do you think you're going to end up with?
So I told you before we started that I think you're going to sort me into Slytherin. I also said that I haven't done this since the original Pottermore website came out. So it's been 15 years, 20 years now. I don't know how long ago it came out. It's been a long time ago now. So
yeah. And
when I did it then, I got sorted into Gryffindor. But I have no idea what I'll be sorted into. I still think you're going to sort me into Slytherin though. What do you think?
I think by the end of this, we're both ending up in Slytherin. Let's be honest. Actually, what I perceive happening is you're going to end up in Slytherin. I'm going to end up in Hufflepuff.
That's exactly what I thought I would sort you into. So we will see. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this. I'm just hoping this is gonna work. Okay. So first.
So do I need to open one of those as well?
No. First question.
Okay.
River or forest? What do you think I choose? River or forest?
Forest. Okay, so for anybody that hasn't taken one of these tests before, it's basically like a personality test.
Yeah.
What you would do in the situation kind of thing, or what you prefer is really what it is. So you said river or forest?
Yep, those are the choices.
You are a forest person.
Okay, that's also what I would have chosen. Forest.
Yeah, you know why? I look at you and I look at the way your mustache is curled, and I think, man, you're probably like a little hobbit dude.
Oh my!
Just living up in the Shire next to some trees. Just living your best life.
Okay, so next question. Late at night, walking alone down the street, you hear a peculiar cry that you believe to have a magical source. Do you draw your wand and stand your ground, withdraw into the shadows to await developments while mentally reviewing the most appropriate defensive and offensive spells should trouble occur? That's very specific. Yeah. Draw your wand and try to discover the source of the noise. Proceed with caution, keeping one hand on your concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbance. I know that was a lot.
No, I'm going with the first one. Read it again.
Draw your wand and stand your ground.
That's Benjamin Godwin right there.
Okay, so you're choosing 100%. Draw your wand and stand your ground.
Yep.
Okay. I would actually have chosen number 4. Proceed with caution, keeping one hand on your concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbance. And why I choose that is because anytime there's a noise in my house that I don't know what it is, I'm that person that finds any kind of thing that can become a weapon, but then creeps around and's peering corners. There's 100% chance that if somebody broke into my house, they would find me before I found them, and I would look stupid when they found me. But I'm always that person. Okay,
super wide-eyed. Give us the deer in the headlights look.
I don't know if that's it or not.
No,
okay,
good enough.
Go to the YouTube if you want to see the facial expressions. Okay,
that's it.
Would you rather be liked, trusted, feared, envied, imitated, or praised?
Liked, trusted,
Liked, trusted, feared, envied, imitated, praised.
Hey, so I'm kind of struggling between trusted.
Okay.
You're not the kind of person that wants to be liked. Let's be honest. Like that's or like you want to. You sure you want to be liked,
Everybody,
but like
I think everybody
it's
wants
not.
to be liked.
It's not your main goal, right?
100%.
Not the highest priority.
I agree with you.
So I would say it's between trusted or envied or imitated, but I think that's still too prideful to be used. So I think trusted is where I would go.
Okay. All right, let me select that. I was gonna pick the same. I'd rather be trusted. And you're right. Like I think everybody wants to be liked, but at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't like me, that's okay. Like it's not gonna hurt my feelings. So, okay, given the choice, would you rather invent a potion that would guarantee you glory, love, power, wisdom?
Glory, love, power, wisdom.
Glory, love, power, wisdom.
Yeah, you're definitely not ending up as a Slytherin. It's weird. I because you can kind of see where some of these are pointing to, like with some of these questions. I feel like honestly though, the most accurate one for you, I think, would be wisdom.
Okay.
You're a knowledge seeker.
I feel like you're in my brain, bro.
I'm in your noggin. I'm in your head.
For the record, yes, I chose wisdom. If you could have any power, which would you choose? The power to read minds, the power to change the past, the power of invisibility, power to speak to animals, power of superhuman strength, power to change your appearance at will. Man, these are good.
These are good. I'm thinking it's nothing so. It's not like our past is who we are, kind of in a sort of way. So what I would say is probably something like you would go for like invisibility or like super strength, but I'm gonna go with invisibility.
Okay, so you're choosing invisibility.
Yeah, you a sneaky son of a gun.
I was gonna choose the power to change the past.
Oh shoot! The opposite of what I thought.
Threw you off. Okay. Yeah. Once every century, the flutterby bush, that's really catchy, produces flowers that would adapt their scent to attract the unwary. If it lured you, it would smell of the sea, home, a crackling log fire, fresh parchment.
Ooh,
I like these.
Yeah.
These are good choices. This is a fun quiz. Yeah.
A lot of those I prefer to have in or near my own home. Yeah. I'm going to go with you being an avid reader. I'm going to go with parchment.
Okay, so you're choosing fresh parchment. So
you ever smell a book? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
I love
you get a book at Barnes and Noble or something, and you just kind of like snout it.
I love the smell of fresh books. I love. Yeah, there's a but here, and there's a. And it's a big one. No.
It's a big butt.
What? No. Like a crackling log fire is my all-time favorite smell. And, like, it was my favorite as a kid to be just, like, driving through Kansas. And, you know, people would burn their fields a lot when the crop season was over to get ready for the next season. And, like, you could smell, like, the fresh fire smell, and oh my gosh, we used to roll down our windows. So I've got to go with crackling log fire. Okay.
Yeah, the smell's great, but the sound and tactile, like just the texture of it, is so much better to me.
Yeah, I like that as well. If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? Cat, toad, owl.
Cat, toad. I mean, you have a cat probably directly on your left. Am I wrong?
No, he's away for now because of the incident that we had a few episodes ago where he decided he wanted to do his own thing.
Catastrophe?
Yes, the catastrophe. So.
Yeah, my dog's like right there, but she's super chill right now.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. So like just knowing you, cats would be kind of like a thing, but also I feel like if you could have an owl, you'd have an owl. So like I'm going with owl.
Here's my problem. Like, the idea of taking a cat to school, like if I was at Hogwarts, is very appealing to me.
Yeah.
because you could just like hang out and have your cat with you and it'd be like totally acceptable. But at the same time, like an owl is awesome.
Exactly.
So like I'm a
Let
little,
me be clear. Actually, in this scenario, if you don't choose owl, you're a bad person.
yeah, I'm a little torn, but like I'm sure I could steal somebody else's cat. Like,
Yeah. Or realistically, you could watch your owl devour a cat.
so
Like,
so you chose owl. I'm choosing owl. Okay, next choice. If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? I chose owl. So now it lets me choose a specific type of owl. So would I want a barn owl, tawny owl, snowy owl, screech owl, brown owl?
I think tawny is like a beige,
Tawny is
like tan color.
Tawny's looking like short, brownish and light brownish, big eyes, the little fancy eyebrows for those.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's a cool
You know what I'm
one.
talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hit me with the list one more time.
Barn, tawny, snowy, screech, brown.
I'm gonna go with drum roll. A snowy owl.
That's exactly what I would choose. That's exactly what I would choose. Okay.
I'm getting a lot more of these right than I thought I would.
What I'm concerned about as we go through this is the fact that we have to do yours next. And the more I look at these questions, the more I realize this is not going to go great. Left or right? That's the option.
Yep.
Which one? Left or
you're
right?
going to go to the right.
I'm actually going to the left.
Oh, shoot. He got it.
Okay, it says...
What does that even mean? Like, what? In what context could that help?
I genuinely don't know, but I think there's something, like, as a right-handed person, there's something very nice about going left. I don't know why that would be. Maybe it's
so you can swing your dominant fist from the right.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's where my heart is, left
Close
side. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's all kind of tactical and stuff.
Got to protect the pivot point,
So, I mean, this actually went pretty quickly. It says the Sorting Hat is ready to make its decision. So should I click on it? So we're going to start with...
So we should probably just try to figure out if we can guess what direction we headed. The problem is that I have no idea, based on the answers we've given, what you're going to end up with.
Yeah, like, I think the hard part for me is, like, some of those questions were very specifically, like, Gryffindor or Slytherin.
Yeah.
But on the same time, I don't feel like I chose a lot of those. So I also feel like a lot of the answers could be very, like, Ravenclaw. Like, wisdom seems to be, like, a very Ravenclaw thing. The going back in time also is a little bit of, like, they're not looking for power or invisibility. They're looking to be able to, like, change the future and things. So so I'm gonna say maybe Ravenclaw. I don't know though. That's my guess. Okay.
I'm gonna say Gryffindor.
You still think Gryffindor?
Yeah, I think Gryffindor.
Okay, so I'm gonna click on yours and see what you sorted me into. Which it should be somewhat close because a lot of the answers we had the same, but there were a few differences. So.
I'd say I probably got a little bit more than half.
Yeah, I think for sure. So I'm gonna click on this. Sorting Hat is ready to make a decision. So you sorted me into Gryffindor.
Hey.
Courage, bravery, determination. You probably know that some of Gryffindor's most renowned members include Albus Dumbledore, and Harry Potter. But did you know that the Sword of Gryffindor was made 1,000 years ago by goblins, or that head of House Minerva McGonagall's hobbies included correcting articles in Transfiguration Today and supporting the Montrose Magpies? No, nobody knew that. Okay, I've read the books and nobody knew that. All right, let's see what I sorted myself into.
That's that stuff that she added after the fact.
I sorted myself into Gryffindor as well. So
where you ended up?
I wonder like what. Like, I think for me, what's interesting about this is I would love to know, like, how it sorts you, like, what questions are weighed heavier, or if it's, like, a very specific algorithm or something. That's such a nerdy thing of me, but, like, I want to know how they come up with this compared to, like, because a lot of those answers didn't seem very, like, Gryffindor to me, if we want to go with that. So, okay, so we're lined up on that one. Gryffindor and Gryffindor, you sorted me into my house. And it's, again, the same house that I sorted myself into when the original Pottermore came out. So I'm not actually surprised, but I am a little surprised. I am a little surprised that you got me into the house. All right, so we're going to do yours. The questions are going to be the same, right? But
Yeah, so we can kind of speed through them, but
Yeah.
if there's any like explanations or anything like that.
Yeah, because I feel like there's going to be some that I don't necessarily know.
So do I need to hang on? Move that guy over there. So I click this purple button.
Do what?
Start the sorting ceremony.
Yes, start sorting ceremony. Click the purple button.
Okay. I clicked it, and now I need to get. I need to just one thing real quick.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, you've got your other hat ready.
My other
gracious.
hat. I'm a wizard, Harry. I'm a Harry wizard.
Oh my gosh! Please don't say that.
All right, we're good. All right. So, river or forest, my dude?
River or forest. See, this is hard for me because like natural inclination would say the exact same thing. Go with the forest. But I don't really know much about like what you like to do for fun. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you fish, and we've had plenty of opportunities that we could fish together.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's something very soothing about like a nice river, like sitting next to it, hearing the water and stuff. But I'm still gonna go forest, just based on like you talking about like firewood and things like that. So forest.
All right. So river. Oh shoot, I messed this up.
You already messed up.
I'll just swap it. Basically, river was the answer. So the thing that's different is that I have a lot of I have an infatuation ever since. So you may remember there was this moment at one of our sort of officers' councils is what we call it, but it's kind of like a gathering of Salvation Army officers from around our division, which is the Texas Division, and there we were given at some point, I think it was the where we talked about something about the river. I don't know, something about a river, and they gave us these little bags, and these bags had 2 stones in them, and these 2 stones, one of them was very rough and jagged and like, you know, kind of ugly looking, and then the other one was very polished.
Are you sure I was here for this?
Yeah, you and I came to the division at the same time, brother. Remember? You remember?
I mean, I remember coming to the division. I don't remember this at all. So.
Well, you know what? It might have been something separate from it, like shepherding officer or something like that.
Or a holiness retreat or something.
It's possible. The whole point of this was that, you know, we begin as kind of these jagged stones that are prickly and ugly and you know, all that kind of stuff, and then God is kind of the river that smooths all the stones over time, and so it's kind of like this idea of perfection with like a catalyst, like the river, the water, and so God is kind of like that catalyst that smooths our rough edges, and so I always I love that kind of idea, and you know, that's basically that's it. But,
you chose
river. I'm infatuated with rivers.
So I'm already 0 for 1. This is going splendid. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All right. So how would you like to be known in history? Where are the answers to this?
You have to like click an arrow or something. It's a little bit confusing. Make sure you don't hit select. Okay. If you hit select, you chose that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So how would you like to be known to history? Would you like to be known as the great, the wise, the bold, or the good? The great, the wise, the bold, and the good.
The great, the wise, the bold, the good. I mean, this is so hard when I think of you, because you could be choosing based on like your own personal choice, or like, but I can also see you like choosing from like a storybook style thing. So like, I can see you choosing the great because it sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings, but I also don't think that that's not my choice for you. Like, I feel like the great, the bold, the what?
The great, the wise, the bold, and the good.
I certainly think there's an aspect of like the wise that would be really nice, but for me, like, I would choose the good. Like, I feel like you being known as Justin the Good is one of the really high praises of life, but
it's certainly got a ring to it. Here's the problem.
Which one are you choosing?
So the good is what I have to select because that's what you answered, but the paths diverged. So based on what you choose, there's different paths from the river and the forest. So this is falling apart very quickly.
Interesting. Yours is a different quiz.
Exactly. The one where I selected the river, um,
Oh.
is asking for to drink.
Okay, well,
so
let's just see what happens. Let's
just
see.
do both questions, whether whatever they are.
Yeah, let's just keep going down the. Well, here. So I chose.
Let's go down the path of what you think it is, and then I'll let you know based on what I technically am, because I did this quiz like 5-6 years ago or something.
Okay.
So let's see if we end up close.
Okay.
All right. So the next question 3: a troll has gone berserk in the headmaster's study at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
It's about to smash, crush, and tear several irreplaceable items and treasures.
Okay.
In which order would you rescue these objects from the Trolls Club if you could?
Let me just go on the record before you say this. I feel like the quiz that I'm being given is significantly harder than the quiz you were given for me. This is
it really is.
This is
it's
significantly
like if you pick
harder.
River, you're screwed apparently.
Okay. Let's go for it.
But I think this one was Forest. So it seems like it doesn't even tell you what all the items are. So I guess you just have to pick a priority between 1 and 3.
Okay.
So a nearly perfected cure for the dragon pox.
Okay.
Select a position for this cure. First, second, or third priority. That you think I would say.
But I don't know what the other two are?
Exactly.
I mean, how is this even an option for me? This is so hard. I'm just going to go with number 1. That's the first thing you're saving.
All right. Student records going back 1,000 years.
That's number 3. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody.
Screw that. A mysterious handwritten book full of strange runes.
Number 2.
Number 2? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think, I can reorder the items, but I won't, but it shows me kind of what it would be. I think I would do the kind of where I'm heading is I would do the Book of Runes in the first priority. Okay. Your second, and then the 1,000 years worth of notes.
Yeah. I definitely think you should go with a cure, just for the world. But it's on you, buddy.
I think we know what's up here.
It's on you, buddy. I think you're slowly sorting yourself into Slytherin. Let's go, squad.
Exactly. What kind of instrument most pleases my ears, do you think? Okay. The piano, the drum, the violin, or the trumpet?
I'm going to go piano.
Okay. Let me select that.
Because out of those choices, most pleasing to the ear...
have you ever heard me play the piano?
No. I'm not talking, but I don't feel like it's talking about you specifically playing. It's about somebody else playing it to the highest level.
What I find pleasing to the ear.
Yeah, trumpet could be pleasing to the ear, but piano is a really good pianist is incredible. And yes, that's the word. It's just always hard for me to say.
All right. Question number 5. What are you most looking forward to learning at Hogwarts? All about magical creatures and how to befriend or care for them. Flying on a broomstick. Apparition and disapparition, being able to materialize and dematerialize at will. Secrets about the castle. Transfiguration, turning one object into another object. There's 2 more. Hexes and jinxes, and every area of magic that I can. Do you need the list again?
No, I hate this. This is so much harder than mine was for you.
It's there's 7 answers here, and they're all I hope you remember the last one.
I feel like it has to be every area that you can learn. Why would you prioritize one, or are you most excited about when you could be excited about learning all of magic?
Exactly. So is that what you're going with?
Yes,
every area of magic
I'm going
I can?
with every area of magic that you can.
We're going to lock in question number 5. All right, question 6. Choose a category to continue. Cats, toads, or owls?
Owls. Nobody's choosing toads. And
Nobody's
you don't even like cats, so...
That's right. All right, if you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? A barn owl, basically the same answer. Tawny owl, barn owl, snowy owl, screech owl, brown owl.
I want to go snow owl, the snowy owl, because that's the best one. Like, I love that owl. I mean, but the tawny owl is really cool. But I'm going to choose a snow owl for you because I feel like we're probably pretty similar on our owl choices. But we'll see.
You are 100% right picking owls,
Yeah.
and you are 150% right on picking
the only
owl.
like the secondary one would be the tawny one because it looks cool.
Just because of the eyebrow thing.
Yeah,
I just wanted to look at me like.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but like snowy owl, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to go with the snowy owl. All right, so question number 7. Which nightmare would frighten you most? Standing on top of something very high and realizing suddenly that there are no hand or footholds nor any barrier to stop you from falling.
Okay.
Being forced to speak in such a silly voice that hardly anyone can understand you and everyone laughs at you.
You're not worried about that.
No. Waking...
There we go. There we go.
I got family. Waking up to find that neither your friends nor your family have any idea who you are. I got the deep one.
Okay.
You got. So let me read this last one and I'll drive it home for you. And I at the keyhole of the dark windowless room in which you are locked. And what I was thinking about this was this is like you got like Sorcerer's Stone questions.
Yeah.
I'm getting like Deathly Hollows,
or like Goblet.
It's getting real
or like
in
Goblet
here.
of Fire questions. Like
Exactly.
Like who's gonna die next? Spoiler alerts if you haven't read the Harry Potter books or seen the movies.
All right. So basically, fear of heights, fear of not being accepted, fear of not being known by anyone you loved, and being locked in a windowless, dark room. And there's an eye in the keyhole staring at you. First of all, I would never stare in the keyhole. You don't do that.
That's so creepy. Who does stuff like that?
Like, no, you shove something in there.
I think it has to be like 1 or 3. I've never heard you talk about being scared of heights, but I think a lot of people generally are. Like that's why they chose that one. But I think I'm choosing number 3 for you. You're really close with all of your family. And I think the idea of waking up and no one knowing who you are, that is terrifying. So I'm going to choose number 3 for you. The fear.
All right, so I'm going to select that one, but I have so I have a fear of I have 2 major fears that are actual nightmares of mine, and basically it's a combination of heights and falling.
So number 1 is 100% you.
Well, it's also kind of that dark room because I'm very claustrophobic.
See, I
will have a panic attack in an open room because I'm thinking about
that's not good.
Getting stuck, because I have this fear of being stuck in like a water pipe and there's water coming down.
Yeah.
And I'm in the water and there's just nowhere for me to go and I'm just drowning. Like that I've had that nightmare like 3 times in the last month, and that is the scariest thing for me.
Now I'm really glad I did not send you a movie recommendation the other day, because
if it has anything like, so basically I went and watched we'll get to question number 8 in a second. I went and watched that movie Underwater with Kristen Stewart, and I was like, because I like underwater movies, but there's that moment in the first 5 minutes where they're crawling in a space like this big, and I'm just like, no. I fast forwarded it. I couldn't.
I'm glad I didn't send you the movie then. Let's move on to question number 8.
So I got a super racist question here. Question number 8: white or black?
Oh gosh.
There's just no way to skip it, I guess.
I have.
I guess so. I guess we could call this good or evil. I'm sure that's what they mean.
Yeah, but if they meant that, they would have put that, and that's so specific. Like who goes? You know what I'm gonna choose? I'm gonna choose evil. Like,
look, I would choose evil to avoid being looked at as a white supremacist.
I know you would.
Okay, like it's just not happening.
I'm just gonna go with white. Like, I feel like light in general is something you enjoy. You like sunlight. You like bright spaces. You just talked about how you don't like dark rooms, but so white. I don't know what's the best answer here.
White is 100% the best answer in this case of good and evil.
What would you have chosen for me on that question?
For you, I would have picked something like white. Basically, oh no, it would have been black because color scheme, not because of evil,
Yep.
but because of color scheme.
Like 95% of my closet is black.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so couple of things.
Did we get to the end?
I'm about halfway on my battery on my camera. I got to figure out how to
Yeah,
not
we need
have
to work on that.
Yeah. Okay, so Sorting Hat is ready to make its decision.
Yeah.
What do you think? Where did we end up?
I still think you. I mean, you very easily could get put into Gryffindor as well. Like, Gryffindor or Hufflepuff. Those are my choices. I don't know why Hufflepuff, but we talked about it before, and I just feel like it could be very well be Hufflepuff.
So I don't know based on your answers, but let's go ahead and see what we ended up with.
What did I sort you into?
I'm a Hufflepuff.
I told you I sorted you into Hufflepuff.
So this is interesting because we both called this. Called this.
Read us the description of what a Hufflepuff.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're a Hufflepuff. Dedication, patience, and loyalty.
Okay.
You probably know that some of Hufflepuff's most renowned members include Nymphadora Tonks and Cedric Diggory.
Oh.
Rip.
Okay, spoilers.
If they don't know Cedric is dead, I mean, where have you been at?
Yeah, exactly.
But did you know that Hufflepuff's house ghost, Fat Friar, still resents the fact that he was never made a cardinal, or that Hufflepuff has produced the fewest dark wizards of any house at Hogwarts?
Facts.
I mean, I don't think that's anything to boast about.
I mean,
they just weren't good enough.
They just didn't have enough going on.
That's right. They just don't. There's no ambition there. So I actually, when I took the test, I ended up with a Ravenclaw.
Oh, fascinating.
Which surprised me because I sort of live my life in a way of like a Gryffindor or a Hufflepuff. I try to be very light and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the first time I took the test, it actually kind of makes sense with sort of pieces of who I am, of like, I try to be thoughtful. I try to figure things out. I try to be smart and witty and cunning, and it doesn't always pan out, but those are some things that I value.
Yeah.
So Hufflepuff is interesting. My wife is a Hufflepuff, and it took her a long time. I remember the day where she first took the test, and she got so livid.
Tough scenes.
Because she ended up with Hufflepuff.
It's tough scenes for those people who are sorting themselves in and find out that they're a Hufflepuff to start off with. But
until like you couldn't convince her that it was okay with like Nymphadora or Cedric Diggory or anything like that. But when Fantastic Beasts came out, I looked at her and I was like,
yeah,
like this. I mean, this like she could not harm a fly. I will kill like a crawling beetle or something that has made its way into the house, and she'll freak out. Like if it looks like the dog's gonna catch a squirrel or something, she's rooting for the squirrel to get away. Like
that's funny. Yeah, it works out perfectly then.
Yeah, if she sees roadkill, she loses it.
Yeah.
Like it's a big thing for her, and so that's where she ended up, I guess, and it makes sense. But she's very much about people, and she likes being in like community with people, and that seems like a very Hufflepuff.
So if you took it again right now, do you think you'd get Ravenclaw again, or do you think you'd get Hufflepuff?
Let's find out, because I chose River.
So just go through that other quiz real quick.
Yeah.
And
so
just
let's
make your choices.
So I picked River, and then we have 4 goblets are placed before you. Which would you choose to drink? This is question number 2.
Yep.
The smooth, thick, richly purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. Hufflepuff. The mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that make you see strange visions. Next one is the golden liquid so bright that it hurts the eye, which makes sunspots dance all around the room. Foaming, frothy, silvery liquid that sparkles through the containing ground diamonds. Sparkles as though containing ground diamonds. You really have to be able to read to take this quiz.
Yeah. It's contingent upon that. Which one are you going with?
So I'm going to go with quickly I'm going to go with the foaming, frothing, silvery liquid that sparkles as
Okay.
though containing ground diamonds.
All right.
All right. If you could have any power, which would you choose? The power to read minds, the power to
Yeah.
change the past, the power of invisibility, speak to animals, superhuman strength, change your appearance at will. I would change my appearance at will.
That's what I was going to choose for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of my secondary choice. Like, imagine a world where you could just change your appearance at any point.
Exactly. So we got the owl question again. Of course, I went with owls,
Yep.
and of course, I'm doing snowy owl
Yep.
because that's 100%.
I feel like that's like a go-to for this quiz.
Hey, guess what? We got a troll has gone berserk in the headmaster study.
Yeah.
So a nearly perfect cure for the dragon pox.
Yeah.
I'm putting it as
Second.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm putting it as second.
Let's be real. You were going to do that. Then you were
Student
choosing the
records
book.
going back to 1,000 years. That's third, and then a mysterious handwritten book
Yep.
full of strange runes. Confirm order. Okay. Given the choice, would you rather invent a potion that would guarantee you glory, love, power, or wisdom?
We did this one.
And we're going wisdom.
Yep.
You and two friends need to cross a bridge guarded by a river troll who insists on fighting. What is with the trolls? River troll who insists on fighting one of you before he will let you pass. Do you volunteer to fight, attempt to confuse the troll into letting all three of you pass without fighting, suggest that all three of you should fight without telling the troll, or suggest drawing lots to decide which of you will fight? Which one do you think?
I think you would have chose number 2.
Yeah.
You would have tried
Attempt to confuse the troll into
them.
letting all three of you pass without fighting.
Yeah.
Basically telling them that we're, to not put too fine a point on it, that we all have worms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
Exactly.
a certain other book series.
Yeah.
Okay, left or right? We're going right.
Okay.
The Sorting Hat is ready to make its decision.
All right, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
I'm actually thinking I'm not gonna get it.
I think you are.
I'm still a Hufflepuff.
Bro, you've
Am I just a Hufflepuff now?
You've become a Hufflepuff. Well, think about it.
Don't accept that.
No, think about it. Because the last time you took this quiz was how many years ago? 8?
Oh, man,
9 years ago?
5, 6, 7, something like that.
I mean, so think about how much in your life has changed. We're not going to go deep and philosophical here, but think about how much in your life has changed. It's very possible that you've gone to a Hufflepuff.
I don't accept this.
He's not going to accept it, but that doesn't change the fact that the Sorting Hat does not lie, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's what I think.
He's become a Hufflepuff.
I think there's an algorithm here, and because nobody wants Hufflepuff, they're trying to get more people Hufflepuff.
Why wouldn't it have put me in Hufflepuff then?
I'm suspicious because how am I Hufflepuff if I don't
we get
the dragon cure my number one priority?
How did we get you a Hufflepuff twice then?
I don't know. It's actually frustrating me.
I was hoping to do if you've ever done the website, I was hoping to do one of the wand or the Patronus as well, but unfortunately they require sound and they require a time limit. They're on a timer, so we don't have time to discuss. You have to just quickly go through each question, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure Justin and I will do those off of the podcast, and then we can just put it in the comments or something of what we get. But
yeah, it used to do Ilvermorny, which is the American school of witchcraft and wizardry, but it's not on here for some reason.
If eventually we find that, we can make it into a second episode, and we can figure out which houses we get sorted into as far as the American Hogwarts goes. I don't know what the name of the place is. In fact, I couldn't even tell you any of the houses of.
So let me see if I can figure it out. It's Ilvermorny is the school. Thunderbird is like the Gryffindor of houses, I guess, as far as that goes. Man, I really can't. Yeah, that's the only one.
I don't know any of them.
That's the one I got.
I've watched the movies as far as like Fantastic Beasts goes, but I if I'm honest, don't remember anything about it.
If I'm not mistaken, all of the American houses kind of had a darker feel to them, and they weren't as easy to navigate as I think the Hogwarts ones are. And they're very much in between, like it's sort of like you have your primary colors and then your secondary colors are mixtures of your primary colors. It's kind of like that, if I remember correctly. And so maybe we'll have to get
we'll have to try to figure that out. But
yeah.
I mean, if you're listening to this, if you've made it this far, I think it'd be fun if you know us, like if you know us well, go in and comment what you thought we would be.
Comment what you thought we would be, and also what you are.
If
there's more Hufflepuffs.
We would also love to know what house you're in if you enjoy Harry Potter. I mean, if you've gotten to this point, you probably do. If you quit right at the beginning, then you probably think we're into witchcraft, and that's okay. We're not. We still love Jesus. We just love a good fantasy novel. So I think that's it for this episode of the Attempted Optimism podcast. You have any final words for us?
The final word is Guggusmus.
And the second final word is Justin is a Hufflepuff. Like and subscribe.